we just had some news that Marsh is going to sit the next 3 days from Rob Thompson. And definitely, I mean, obviously, he's, I think, hitless in his last 26 ABs right now. That's definitely an important topic to cover, I think, as we start this pod, because going into the season, I think the idea was that they were going to kind of give Marsh a longer leash, especially with lefties, at least in the first couple months of the season, and kind of see where things went. And now we're at this point where we're not even halfway through April at this point, and he is going to be sitting for the next few days just to get a mental and physical breather. So you'll have Johan Rojas out there. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on that move. I mean, I think all of us would probably agree that that is something that probably needs to happen at this point. But I'm curious what you guys think the long-term implications of something like that are, given where we're at in Marsh's Phillies tenure and his rookie deal.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just go first on this one. Johan Rojas, I think it's okay. Like, he's not going to be like an above average hitter probably ever in his career. I mean, he's probably going to be like a 250 to 270 average guy, and he's going to play elite defense. Obviously, he's probably one of the best center fielders in baseball, if not the best. But I mean, I don't know. I think Marsh's mental is obviously just not in a good place right now as far as this season is concerned, and pretty much since he started being a Philly. Like, they've kind of like held him back a lot as far as like lefties are concerned, and they kind of tried to turn him loose, and you kind of see how it's going. I mean, he struggled so mightily to start the season. So I don't know. I don't know how it affects long term, but short term it feels like the right move.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at Marsh, his walk rate's up 5%, and he's striking out less, but just about everything else is going wrong. It's just about everything else.
I did see the Savant page was like all top blue, and then the bottom I saw for walk rate was red.
His line drive rate, I'm looking on Fangraphs, his line drive rate last year, or line drive percentage, was 24%, which is what you want from him. This is a line drive hitter. This is how he's always like maintained hitting despite a high strikeout rate. He's a great breaking ball hitter, like that sort of deal. 24% last year. It's at 8.7% this year, which is pretty bad.
Alarming.
His ground ball rate last year was 38.2%. This year it's at 56.5%, which, that's pretty unacceptable. I mean, that's just, you're not a major league player if that's the case. Justin Crawford. Oh my God, we're gonna go another year.
Yeah.
We're getting it a year early with the ground ball concerns. All right.
Yeah. Great that the replacement is the same type of deal, right?
Well, less walks, no biggie.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not doing Crawford. He's interesting, but
we'll talk about him another time.
But I mean, that just, your swing is not like, the swing looks like it's not in a great place. Like, even metrically, I'm not great with hitting mechanics. So like, sometimes I just kind of have to go off like what looks normal or not. It just feels like, it does feel like he might be pulling off a little bit, and just kind of rolling over. His pull percentage is up too. So that's probably a decent indicator. That just like something isn't aligned, with his, lower and upper half. I wonder if like, usually like a mental break's usually like a day. So I wonder if like a few days, like you're going to have him, he's got to be in the cage with Kevin Long and to see what can happen. Cause he just looks like a very different, like that's not the kind of hitter he can be. Like he should be hitting the ball gap to gap, with authority. That's the kind of player that, you envision, at least against right-handed pitching. I mean, I actually feel like his at-bats against lefties, I mean, yesterday was bad, but I actually feel like they've been more encouraging. If you want to talk about like him, Kepler, and Stott, I
Sure,
think
his
at-bats have felt like just as encouraging or discouraging as Kepler's, and Stott's been worse. So, it's not like, from that standpoint, I guess it's fine, but like the majority of his at-bats, like he's got to get the ball in the air more, and something's up with the swing, because it doesn't look normal.
Right. And I think with Marsh too, like we've seen the past couple of years, especially when he first became a Philly, like you said, he can spray the field. And I think that's something I really appreciate about guys like him and Stott, is when they're on their game, they're spraying the field, hitting the ball the other way when they need to. And Marsh's walk rate really improved once he became a Philly too. He wasn't whiffing quite as much, but obviously the strikeout rate is still going to be high, as you mentioned. So I'm very
He's got a
curious to
hole.
see
It is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very curious to see, like you said, what happens with these next 3 days if they can make some sort of significant adjustment, because when he came here, he did make a stance adjustment with Kevin Long originally. So I'm curious if maybe there's some reversion. Is that the word you would say, like reverting back to his old habits occurring right now? I'm not quite sure.
I don't know what it is, to be honest. Like I don't like it. It's definitely when you look like I think some of it is just first couple weeks got off on the wrong foot.
Sure.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
he's just and now he's just pressing, but it might be something bigger than that. And I'm sure there's a version of a mental reset here with giving him some time, but there's definitely like at least metrically, and I even think in the eye test, like there's something weird about his swing right now. That's not like that doesn't track with him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that has to get fixed.